But Kaslian is barely going to know that he's had a race to win here.
Kaslian ran a good race for you in the Fred Winter, but then you tried different tactics up at Aintree.
The Fred Winter didn't really pan out for us, and so we held him up at Aintree, and he was probably nearest at finish. He's bigger and stronger this year. 4-year-olds sometimes struggle in their second season, but hopefully he's not handicapped too badly, and we'll be starting him off over 2 miles. We may step him up in trip, but we'll start at 2 and go from there.
Catco is one of the French imports who won a handicap hurdle at Auteuil last time out and looks to be improving.
Good performance at Auteuil. He won by a long way that day, and he's still a novice, so he'll be going novice hurdling this year. And you know, he falls into the category of one of those horses that could be anything. We gave him a break after he came over here, so he's only doing steady cantering at present. So we'll know a lot more about him later on this year.
Topwood is another ex-French horse who's been with you a little bit longer. If you take out one below par run at Toaster, he hasn't really done much wrong in his career.
No, he didn't come back right from Toaster, and so he's best judged on his win at Chepstow at the end of the season, where he beat a nice horse of Paul Nichols's, and they were a long way clear of the rest. He's not a horse that carries a lot of condition, but he's bigger and stronger this year, and eventually we'll be going novice chasing, but we'll probably give him a few runs over hurdles first. And owned by Lady Clark, and so Sir Stan always said that they shouldn't go chasing before they're 5, so later on this year he'll be chasing.
Close House ran an absolute blinder win fourth to Simon Sig at the festival. Did that run surprise you?
He's always been a horse with a lot of talent. He was inexperienced for a race like that, and they took him off his feet a little, and then he's run on strongly at the end. It was a very good run. He had lots of good horses behind him, and Roger Brookhouse decided to give him a break after that. He's come back. He's a big horse anyway, but he's come back bigger and stronger this year, and I haven't discussed with Roger whether it's novice chasing or sticking to hurdles this year, but I would imagine we'll start off in a hurdle race to start with and then go from there.
And Goulaine has won just his only start for you at Newbury, so that was a good start.
Yeah, Roger Brookhouse bought him from the Cheltenham Cells. He paid 40,000 for him, I think it was, and it looks money well spent. Like you say, just had the one run for us and won a competitive maiden hurdle at Newbury. He was an Irish pointer. He won an Irish point, and he'll eventually be a 3-mile chaser. Once again, he may start off over hurdles before going chasing later on in the season.
Knight's Pass is one of 20-odd horses that you're training this season for Malcolm Denmark. Now, he won twice over hurdles, but then just disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, he was favourite for the Champion Bumper a few years ago, and he works like a nice horse, looks the part, and chasing will be his game. Once again, we may start him off in a hurdle to start with, and we'll discuss that with Malcolm and go from there, but we're pleased with what he's doing so far. You know, he's got good form in the book, but hopefully there's some more to come.
Garinella is another ex-French horse who won 3 times over in France, and you bought him at the Arcana sale.
Yeah, he's got some decent form in France. Terry Neal owns him, and he's a novice chaser. Won a novice chase in France, and his trip will be sort of 2 to 2.5 mile. Likes the mud, and we like what we've seen so far.
This is Grand Cru. And there we've got his brother, right opposite. Is he talking to you now? Yes, he's talking today. This is his brother. Oh, he's eating, that's why. Jeffrey, come on then. Come and say hello.
Of the novice hurdlers, one that obviously sticks out is Grand Cru's brother, Gévry Chambertin, who ran a very good race in a pretty hot bumper, listed bumper at Newbury.
Yeah, he just had the 2 runs for us last year and bolted up at Fosslas, and then, like you say, ran very well in a hot bumper. I think he was only beaten under 3 or 4 lengths into 4th position, made all till the final half a furlong. After that, we decided to turn him away, give him a summer's break, mature, come back, and he's looking great. He's schooled nicely over hurdles, and one we're very much looking forward to putting out over hurdles shortly.
He's achieved more than his brother at this early stage in his career.
At this early stage, yes, he's got a long way to go to match Grand Crus. If he's half as good as his brother George, we'll be happy.
It was very soft ground when he won on his debut, but do you think he needs soft ground? Or?
I don't think he needs soft ground. He goes on it, he handles it. He wouldn't want quick ground, but I don't think it's essential for him.
Broadway Buffalo is a half-brother to a good mare, Cristallo, who was here at the yard, and he stayed on well when winning first time.
Yeah, a good performance. We bought him from the Cheltenham cells, and we wanted to get a run into him. We were running out of time, the ground was drying out, and it was a typical youngster going off his food, and he ran up a bit light. So it was a good performance winning at Worcester that day. We thought he'd run well, but the further he went, the better. I think he won by about 10 lengths in the end. He's strengthened up during the summer, hopefully be out shortly. We'll start off in a bumper before going hurdling, but he could be a nice horse.
A Unique de Cotte is a newcomer owned by JP McManus, who's got 2 from 2 in France.
Yeah, he's won on the flat and over hurdles. 4-year-old. We haven't done any quick work with him as yet. He's just steady cantering, but he's doing everything we've asked of him, and put up 2 good performances in France. So exciting one, and looking forward to finding out more about him.
Swing Bowler has got an impeccable record of 4 from 4. What's the plan for this beautifully bred filly?
She's actually going to the cells in December, and if someone wants to pay enough for her, I think she'll be sold. Other than that, she'll be coming back here to try and stay unbeaten. She's got a great attitude. By Galileo out of Lady Cricket, who was an exceptional horse for us, and she's done nothing wrong, and we hope she'll be coming back.
Circular Key finished down the field in the champion bumper, but he's fairly well regarded.
He won a Sandown bumper for Warren Great Tricks. I don't think the form of that race worked out too well, but he won anyway. And like you say, down the field in the Cheltenham bumper, we're learning with him daily, and I would imagine we'll start him off in novice hurdles. He's quite, he's flat bred, but is quite a big horse, laid back, but the more you ask him, the more he does.
War Singer was a recent winner at Kelso in the style of an improving horse.
Yeah, he's always been a good workhorse at home, and he's been running in some hot races. He ran well on the flat as well. It was good to get his head in front and give him a confidence booster. Travelled and jumped very well, and was always going to win that day. Probably idled a little bit in front. Hopefully he can go on from here now. He's gone up £9 in the handicap, and just probably wouldn't want the ground too soft over hurdles anyway.